Hi, this is Barry Walsh, your COVID-19 Math 10 teacher online. Today, unit pricing. And I know that you will like this unit. It's easier than many of the algebra units, but as always, you need to pay attention to detail, the detail of the question, what you're being asked to find out, and if you do that, you'll have success here, and I think you'll enjoy this particular unit on unit pricing. So I thought I'd start off today by just doing a quick review of some metric system facts, because if you don't know these metric system facts, this is going to be difficult for you. I know that you do, you just may not remember. Okay, so let's remember. How many grams in 1 kilogram? 1,000. Did you know that one? How many milliliters in a liter? 1,000. Did you know that one? C, how many milligrams in a gram? 1,000. Now those are just really important for everything that we're doing in this lesson. Those metric facts. Okay, let's move on to the first question. 2.4 liters of paint thinner costs $8.96. How much does 100 milliliters cost? Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to write it like this. 2.4 liters costs $8.96. Now I'm not using an equal sign here because technically this is not an equation, but we can divide both sides by the same number, and we get the same kind of result as if it were an equation, but technically it is not. So how much does 100 milliliters cost? All right, so our first step to success here, the easiest way to do this, is to find out how much 1 liter is. Because if we know how much 1 liter is, then we know what 1,000 milliliters is. So if I divide here by 2.4, I divide the other side by 2.4, then 1 liter gives me a price of, let me see, 8.96 divided by 2.4. That gives me $3.73 for 1 liter. And how much, what's the question to ask? I always go back to the question because it's easy to forget or go astray. How much does 100 milliliters cost? Well, 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters, correct? So we know that 1,000 milliliters is $3.73 because these two are the same. So how do we go from 1,000 to 100? We divide both sides by 10. So if we divide 10 by 10 here and by 10 over here, then we get 100 milliliters is equal to, when you're dividing by 10 or multiplying by 10, you don't really need your calculator, but if you feel more confident with your calculator, that's okay. I'll make some of these calculations today without the calculator. So this is going to be 37 cents for 100 milliliters. My favorite way to write cents is $0 decimal 37, as opposed to just 37 with a cent sign. 37 with a cent sign often gets people in trouble, so I encourage you, when you write 37 cents, to write $0 decimal 37. All right, 300 Smarties again. Hey, 356 grams of Smarties costs $4.84. How much does 1 kilogram cost? Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get 100 grams of Smarties first. Now, what do I have to divide by, what do I have to divide 356 by to get 100? If I divide by 3.56, what's that give me? It gives me 100. 3.56 times 100 is 356. And if I divide over here by 356, what do I get? 484 divided by 356, that's $1.36. So 100 grams of Smarties is $1.36, but it doesn't ask me for 100 grams, it asks me for 1 kilogram. 1 kilogram is 10 times 100 grams. So 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. So if I multiply this by 10, I'm going to get 1 kilogram. And I'll multiply this by 10. And I'm going to get $13.60 for 1 kilogram. That's supposed to be a dollar sign for the Smarties. Okay, just going to move around a little bit here. This lesson took a lot of space. So I actually have 4 sheets. Not that it's particularly difficult, it just takes up a lot of space. So just remember that. Just because something is longer does not mean it's more difficult. All right, so here we have the next question. We've got 2 fish places. We've got Tom's Fish Market, and they sell bacon-wrapped scallops at $16.99 for 300 grams. And I'll do the other one in red. We have Sea King Fisheries. You can buy fresh jumbo scallops at $19.99 for 450 grams. Find the price of 100 grams for each product. Okay, so let's do Tom's first. We'll do Tom's here. So 340 grams is how much? $16.99. Now, what do I have to divide 340 by to get 100? I have to divide by 3.4, correct? 3.4 times 100 is 340. So I'm going to divide by 3.4 over here, and that's going to give me 100 grams, costs $16.99, divided by 3.4. It's 4.997. Might as well call that $5. You okay with that? Okay, so now we'll do Sea King Fisheries. And they have 450 grams for $19.99. So what can I divide 450 by to give me 100? is starting to get used to what I'm doing here. So if I divide by 4.5, then I'm going to get 100 grams over here. And then if I divide 1999 by 4.5, 4.5, that's going to give me 444. So you can already see that Sea King is cheaper than Tom's. Next part of the question says find the price per kilogram of each. Okay. So we're going to do Tom's. Now, we know that 100 grams is $5. Now, how do you go from 100 grams to 1 kilogram? 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. So you have to multiply by 10, correct? So if we multiply by 10, we're going to get 1,000 grams, or 1 kilogram, is, by 10, 5 by 10 is $50. Now, what about Sea King? For 100 grams, it's $4.44. So 1 kilogram, let's say this again. 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. How do you go from 100 grams to 1,000 grams? Multiply by 10, right? So the price is going to be $4.44 times 10, which is $44.40. So I don't have to write the dollar sign in each time, you guys know. So Tom's is more expensive when you do it per 100 grams and you do it per kilogram. Sea King is less expensive when you do it per kilogram and you do it per 100 grams. It has to be that way. Now, which is the better buy? Well, obviously, Sea King is the better buy. If you are going on price alone. But you have to remember that Tom's scallops are bacon wrapped. Sea King Fisheries, they have jumbo scallops. Some people like large scallops, so you may want to take that into consideration. Maybe you've had good experience with Tom's, even though they might be a little bit more expensive. And you've had bad experience with Sea King. Maybe it's the other way around. You've had better experience with Sea King and not a good experience with the taste of the seafood at Tom's. So are there any other considerations other than price? There always are. So bacon versus jumbo, which is fresher, which tastes better, if one of them has better freezers on board their ships, that kind of thing. There's always other considerations. Okay, let's go on to number 3. At the grocery store, there are 4 sizes of Cheerios. There's really not, but I made this up. It sounded like a good question. Find the unit price in amount per kilogram and amount per 100 grams. Well, I'm going to do per 100 grams first, okay? I'm just going to do it that way. So 1250 grams is $6.75. Now, how do we get to 100 grams when we have 1,250? What do we have to divide by? We divide by 12.5. And we divide over here by 12.5. And that gives us 100 grams. And here, 675 divided by 12.5 gives us 0.54 or 0.54 cents for 100 grams. 0.54. Now, let's right away do the kilogram conversion. So we're going from 100 grams to 1 kilogram, which is 1,000 grams. So what do we multiply by? 10. So 1 kilogram would be $5.40 for 1 kilogram. Yeah. So for the next one, we have 500 grams, and the price is $5. What do we have to divide by 500 to get 100? Divide by 5, right? So here we get 100 grams, and 100 grams is what? $1. So down here we get $1 for 100 grams, and 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams, so we have to multiply this by 10 to get our price for 1 kilogram. So that's going to be $10. That look good? All right. Now, the 300 gram size, let's do that one. So 300 grams is $3.99. What do we have to divide by 300 to get 100? Just 3. So we divide $3.99 by 3. So that gives us 100 grams. And the cost will be $3.99 divided by 3, which is $1.33. So 100 grams is $1.33. How much would 1 kilogram be? Remember, 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams, so we have to multiply by 10. $1.33 multiplied by 10 is $13.30. Now the last one we have to do, the small box. So we have 200 grams, and the cost is $2.80. What do we have to divide by 200 to get 100? 2. So that gives us 100 grams. And if we divide by 2 over here, don't need a calculator for this one. That's $1.40, isn't it? Yep. So $1.40 is the price of 100 grams in the small box. And how much is that going to be for 1 kilogram? Remember, 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams, so we're going to multiply by 10. So that's going to be $14. Which size is the best buy? It's definitely the 1,250 gram size, because it only costs 54 cents for 100 grams or $5.40 for a kilogram, and the rest of them are quite a bit more expensive. Okay, here we are at question 4. Now, this is question 4 continued. There's a D and an E part, so this is continued up here. It's not that all of these parts are difficult, it's just they're lengthy, right? So, and this is number 5 here. Okay, Donna paid $720 for 15 square meters of carpeting for her home office. She later decided to put 11 square meters of the same carpet in the baby's room. The price of the carpeting increased by $1.30 per square meter. since she bought the carpet for her office. What is the original unit price of the carpet? Okay, so what we have here is $720.15 square meters. So that would be the original price. So if we want to find the unit price, in this case, we're going to go with 1 square meter as the unit price. So it's always going to be the price divided by the units, in this case 15 square meters. Whoops. And that will give us $48 per square meter. That's the original price. Makes sense? Okay, so now she's going to buy some for the baby's room, is it? Yes, the baby's room. I've read a couple of these questions today, and one is a baby's room, one is a dining room. I just want to make sure I'm reading the right one here. Okay, what is the new price of the carpeting? So it goes up by $1.30 per square meter, and it's originally $48, so it'd be $48 per square meter plus $1.30. So that would be $49.30 per square meter. So she'd get the original price for her office. She's going to have to pay $49.30 per square meter for the baby's room. Yep, baby's room. Now, what is the percentage increase in price? Well, we take the increase, which is $1.30. The percentage increase equals the increase divided by the original price. So the original price is 48. And you use the original price. You don't use $49.30 because the price increase is based on $48. So we have $1.30 divided by 48, and that's 2.7% increase. Okay, so we're up here to part D. See what I mean? These aren't particularly difficult. It just takes a lot of space. How much will it cost before tax to carpet the baby's room? All right, so the baby's room is 11 square meters, so we have 11 square meters. And how much is she going to have to pay for the baby's room? She's not going to pay 48, she's going to pay $49.30 because it went up in price after she put in the carpet in her office. So $49.30 times 11, $49.30 times 11 equals $542.30. Dollar sign. That's really straightforward, isn't it? What would be the total cost with tax in Nova Scotia to carpet the baby's room? Well, this would be our starting point, $542.30. Now, if I multiply by decimal 1.5, it's just going to give me the tax. But if I multiply by 1.15, it will give me $542.30 plus the tax. So I'm going to multiply by 1.15. In Nova Scotia, that's what we pay. $623.65. Yes. That's what it's going to cost, including the tax. So in Nova Scotia, our tax rate on stuff that we buy, the combined tax rate is 15%. Okay, number 5. Laundry detergent at a local box store costs $7.96 for 850 milliliters. Find the following. The price per liter. Okay, so what I'm going to do it's an easier calculation, I think, if we do the 100 milliliters first. So 850 mils cost $7.96. What do we have to divide 850 by to get 100 mils? We have to divide by 8.5. So then we divide by 8.5 over here, and that gives us 100 mils. And when we divide $7.96 divided by 8.5, that is 94 cents. That would be 100 milliliters of the detergent. Now we can easily do price per liter. Remember, there's 1,000 milliliters in a liter. How do we go from 100 to 1,000? We multiply by 10. So up here, 1 liter will be 0.94 times 10, which is $9.40. How's that? Not too bad. Okay, what is the price of 250 mils? All right, 250 mils is 2.5 times 100 mils. Is this correct? Yes. So if you multiply 2.5 times 100, that'll give you 250. So if we take the price at 100, where's the price for 100? 94. And we multiply it by 2.5, so 94 cents is price for 100 mils. Multiply that by 2.5. That'll give us the price for 250 mils. 94 times 2.5 equals $2.35. Okay. And the last question, the price of 125 mils. Well, 125 is 1.25 times 100. So let's take the price at 100 and multiply that by 1.25, and that will give us our answer. So 94 cents times 1.25, $1, I'm going to round it up to the nearest cent, $1.18. So those are the examples, and compared to some of the stuff that we've done in the earlier lessons, the heavy algebra, I think you're going to enjoy this, okay? Now, today I have 2 problem sheets, and I had to do that because this stuff takes up so much space. So here's the first problem sheet right here. Practice, I call it. So stop the recording and take a picture with your phone of that sheet. You go ahead. There's 5 problems there with different parts. So now what I'm going to do is show you practice sheet 2. You ready? Okay, so that was practice sheet 1. Here's practice sheet 2. Now, on this practice sheet, I have all the answers, okay? And the answers to 1 to 5 and 6 and 7 are all here. And they're mixed up. They're not in order as usual. And that's our lesson today on unit pricing. Thank you very much for watching. We are now over 100 hours of students watching the videos, and I thank you very much for that. It's really been a lot of fun, and I wish I could meet everybody in person. Nice working with you, and another lesson coming up soon. Bye for now.